What's good, guys? It's G- here, and today we're going over a Warlock movement technique that allows you to do this in Destiny 2. As always, if you learn anything new, don't forget to support the channel with a like and sub down below. Pretty much nobody that watches these guides are subbed to the channel yet, so yeah. Before we get into it, I did want to add a quick disclaimer that this technique has actually been around in the game for a little while, but I imagine this video will be new to most people. I figured I'd mention this in case there are any commenting Karens watching the video. I also learned this technique from watching Warlock, so his channel will be linked in the description below. To do this, you will need a couple of things. First, make sure you are on Warlock and your jump is set to burst glide. Second, you will need to go into your keybinds and add mouse wheel up or mouse wheel down as a secondary keybind for jumping. Personally, I find down to be much easier. Lastly, you will need an incline in-game to perform this on. Inclines can be stairs, ramps, hills, or even tiny bumps and debris in the game. For this to work, in general, all you need to do is run up the incline and scroll your mouse wheel. This essentially spams the jump input and it should send you flying. That being said, there are a couple of tricks and tips to learn this quicker, get faster jumps, and do this more consistently, which I'll go over now. Tip number 1, it seems like the faster you scroll your scroll wheel, the further and faster you will go. Personally, I choke up all the way at the top of my mouse wheel and quickly scroll the full length of the wheel. This has given me the best distance and has made this more consistent. That being said, depending on different geometries, there are times when scrolling slower seems to be more consistent and boost me at the same speed. Overall, this is one of those things that you need to get a feel for by practicing in different areas. Tip number 2, you need to jump at different times depending on the incline that you're dealing with. For stairs, you will need to scroll at the top. If you do it lower, you will get caught on the stairs that are higher up, and this can prevent you from getting launched. For ramp-like structures with varying geometries, where you scroll can always be different. The angle of the incline can make a difference along with its size. Just like stairs, if an object is too long or too steep, you can also get caught on it. In general, I think that anything steeper than a staircase is something that will not work consistently or at all for this launch. Tip number 3 has to do with the notches or segments of your mouse wheel. I currently use a Logitech G203. In one full scroll, I can feel the wheel go through around 10 to 11 of these notches. Each notch represents when the mouse will send an input to your PC, which will translate to you hitting the jump button in-game. From the ground, you can jump 7 times before your jump is completely out. This means you can jump, burst glide, cancel jump, burst glide again, cancel again, burst one final time, and then cancel one final time. If you want to launch yourself off of a ramp and start falling onto the ground immediately, you want to make sure that your mouse wheel is quickly scrolled through all 7 of these notches. In my experience, this will give you the best overall results when it comes to speed and consistency. Alternatively, you can take this launch into a glide. To do that, it requires much more skill and or luck, and you will need to only scroll through 6 of the notches. This will result in you being in a burst glide when being launched from the object. This will also give you the greatest distance from one single launch and can help you jump over objects that are far away. Here, you can see me testing how many times I activate and cancel my jump, just in case somebody wanted proof of this. Once you get this down, you can also use the scroll wheel almost as a jump macro to quickly carry momentum on Warlock. This will work after Icarus dashing, world line skating, and Sparrow launching. If you want to learn any of these other movement techniques, a video to each will be linked in the description below. People have said that this is tied to frame rate, and from my experience, this seems to be true. It is definitely doable at lower frame rates, but the higher my frame rate was, the easier I found it to pull off a boost, and the stronger the boost was. I think that this is best used in PvP, especially with the Ick Dash nerf that came out at the start of the season. It is definitely viable in PvE, but since other movement techniques also exist, like world line skating and the Sparrow launch, the boost will probably be overshadowed. Overall, this took me about 30 minutes to learn and work out all the kinks. I think the most important thing is to get consistent with your scroll technique or find whatever works best for you and your mouse. If you have any questions, I can answer them in the comments below. Good luck learning this, and once again, don't forget to support the channel for more Destiny guides and content. Peace.